like, no. My mom said Lois.
Lois.
Yes.
I like that. No, just like most people in Sisi wa Kenya. You will decide how to pronounce your name, and then and then there's the how it's supposed to sound. Yeah. Okay, fine. So us will just ride with Lois.
Yes. Yes.
It's good to see you, Lois.
Good to see you too, Kev.
How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Tired, but thank God.
Every time I have conversations with people, I'll you and I'm just tired.
But it's like this hustle every day, and going out and keeping up with the economy.
I can imagine.
But
it's good to see you. You know what? My thing is this: if you don't want to be tired across the day, then you need to be hydrating, be dangerous. If not, you need to have your jogging shoes at work somewhere, and then figure out how you can do some workouts at the office.
I think my next step would be to write that on the wall, because I always say I'll do, especially when I see people with these huge bottles of water, like yours. I'm like, why do I not do that?
Exactly.
I should probably do that and not wait for New Year's resolution.
Absolutely,
I should just start right now.
It's interesting how we are about to wrap up the year. Well, it's gone so quick. Yeah. So, Lois, I want you to tell folks what you do. Real quick, what it's about, why you like doing what you do, if at all you like it. And then
that's a nice one.
And then we can pick it up from there.
Okay, so I am a business strategist and business coach. What that means in lay-term language is I help businesses make better decisions.
Nice.
There are so many decisions a business person has to make every single day. And so I come in to help them think about it holistically. If they're thinking, I've been stuck for 5 years, what should I do? Let's have a conversation. Let's think about it together. So it's not what most people imagine, that I'm sitting somewhere and coming up with a strategy and giving you a document. It's more of a conversation. It's an engagement to help you see what is the right direction to take.
Yeah. That's interesting. So you're going to help me craft like a strategy, and then you walk me through the whole process. Is that what we're talking about? Yes.
And the strategy is, and I don't mean a plan. Like I always say this, and I think most people who have heard me speak, I always keep repeating this. There's a strategy and there's a plan.
Oh, interesting.
A plan, is, like, what do we do for the next, 2 months, 3 months? But a strategy is us thinking holistically that what is the direction of this business? These are the economic times, or this is what the industry is doing. Should we go direction A or direction B? So we've got to be cautious with that. But see, with a plan, it's what do we do next month? Right. So which is not very sustainable.
Business is very, very unpredictable. So isn't it difficult to almost walk through the whole process with somebody, and you guys do not know how things are gonna turn out to ukombele, especially in an economy that's very dilapidated. There's
that percentage of uncertainty, but most of the time when you look at the pattern in the industry and the value chain, you will have some sort of direction, and you'll have some sort of maybe light bulb moments of maybe I can do this one thing that will keep me alive.
That's interesting. By the way, is this what you always wanted to do? Mentor people, help people come up with strategies?
When I was little, this was not the direction. I didn't even know this existed.
Because I know
first place. What do you want to be? A business coach, a business strategist?
I know in another world you would have been here at the Standard.
Wait, stop shouting. Already telling my secrets.
I know. So is this what you always want? No, okay. Let me rephrase that question. How's the whole process? Do you actually enjoy this?
I do enjoy it a lot. Because a lot of it is it's analysis, right? So seeing A, B, C, D and putting it all together and saying, this is where the catch is. So I really enjoy that, and I think it comes from something that I also wanted to do when I was younger.
Right.
I bet you wouldn't even guess what that was.
I actually cannot even guess.
Just take one guess.
You wanted to snap. Let me see. I can't even guess. I'm going to say something so crazy. I don't know. Like maybe be...
Yeah, it's something. I'll give you a tip.
Give me a hint.
It's something that doesn't even exist in Kenya.
Something that's not in Kenya?
It's not in Kenya. It's in Kenya, but in a different way, or it's tagged differently.
Yeah. Like an astronaut.
Wow.
I don't know. Nice. What's that? Let me see. Yeah. You wanted to... I can't even tell. I can't tell.
I'll tell you later. I will tell you later. But basically, it involved a lot of research. It involved a lot of joining dots together, rather. Yeah. So, I wasn't successful at that, but at least I'm still joining dots in business. When you're in something and you're every day in it, it's hard sometimes to get out of that, what do you call, like that shell or that bubble to see it differently.
Yeah.
So sort of I come in as like a third eye for you.
Yeah.
And it's not just in us just working through the strategy, but it's also in how do you execute, because Kev, execution is where it's at.
Yeah,
and sometimes it's not that the entrepreneur doesn't know what to do, but they have their mind everywhere. Right?
You're all over the place.
So when I come in, it's to let's sit down, let's prioritize this.
Let me ask you something. How would you describe Kenya's execution culture? Yeah, because
if there is any.
if at all there's any, right? Because I know many times people have a sense of fear. When I look around by the country, I get the sense that there's a lot of incomplete projects, even in business, right? You check in somebody's social media, they started a business, it lasted for like a year, and then they kind of quit for whatever reason. So from a holistic perspective, how would you describe Kenya's execution culture when it comes to business, right? And ideas and, just that kind of whole thing.
That's a bit problematic with execution. See, Kenyans are, I think maybe it's the hustler culture. Kenya is almost a hustling country. It's like you just do one thing. You always want to seem like you're moving, right? So you're never just focusing on let's fully work on this. Is as soon as I'm making a bit of money, you're already wanting to enter maybe or try another business, right? As opposed to seeing if this worked in this small scale, how can we, do bigger? And especially I'm very passionate about growing businesses in Kenya. You'll not see me doing strategy for corporate, all that. I am very passionate about small businesses or growing businesses in Kenya. Why? Because I'd like for us to build better businesses in Kenya and in Africa in general, so that we move from that hustling mentality to a more strategical, to a more fulfilling and scalable, manner, or so to say.
I want to go straight to the point. What is the one thing that will guarantee most folks who are getting into business, like even the MSME space, what's the one thing that's going to guarantee them success?
First, I would say it is you as the entrepreneur, right? Or as a business person. Actually, there is a difference. So, when we were having this conversation, the first thing is from hustle to enterprise, right? That's what we said, right? And beginning, hustling is a mindset in itself, that I am here for me, I'm here, you're creating a job for yourself, right? And most people start their hustling not because maybe they want to. Have you seen the unemployment rate in Kenya? It's a survival strategy. Right. So when you're starting out, you're just doing your thing to get to generate income, and then
almost that's like it. To cope.
Just to cope. Right. So, but we're saying if you want long-term success, it means you have to shift your mindset from that hustling mode to a long-term mode, more like an architect. There are different kinds of entrepreneurs. So it starts by you asking, what kind of an entrepreneur am I? There's that person who is very good at ideas, right? Yani, this guy will see something and be like, oh, we could do this and we could make money. And it actually works. But when it comes to the execution of it, becomes very difficult. And then we have another one who will just execute, but the ideas are not there. Or this person will not see holistically, so they'll just be present for the business every single day, doing the operational work, and they'll not see the bigger picture. So for success, you have to ask yourself, what kind of an entrepreneur am I?
Wow, you need to define yourself.
You need to define, and you need to be very honest. With yourself. That's the problem. People are never honest with themselves. It's so difficult.
I can imagine. Me too. I mean, it's a human thing. So say, for example, you had the perfect idea, the perfect vehicle. You know what I mean? Awesome product, this proof of concept. Guys are interested. You're getting a buzz out there. The next thing is you have to think of scaling. At some point, you got to grow.
You've got to grow. And
so what are some of the mistakes most folks do that doesn't just, it doesn't help them grow at an impressive rate?
So I'd like to approach that in two ways. There's the internal, the managerial factors, and then there's the environmental pressures and factors. So for the internal managerial factors, first things first, yes, it's the mindset, but what happens after the mindset? You have to ask yourself, is there value I am creating in the market? And value here is there a real need is there a real need I'm fulfilling for a specific market? Right? How do I deliver that value in a profitable manner? Because you can deliver value, but if you're not profitable, then that business will not scale, right? So you need to make sure that your value is very clear. That's the first rule to a successful business, because that guarantees you continuous business over time, right? You cannot start building processes if you do not have anything you're giving to the market, right? And most people are not very clear on that. So, for example, someone selling women clothing, right? They'll say, I sell to women, right? And I sell maybe work outfits for women. Then you ask them, so who's your market? They say women. Like, but who is women? Right? Because all these women are not buying from you. Why? Because you have really not defined exactly what you want to do for these women and what kind of women do you want to reach out to. So having clarity within that value proposition is very, very, very important, because you cannot have that value if you are not clear on who are these people and what need do they have. For you to generate this, then is the value that I also bring in. So that's 2. 3 is the financial management factors. If you want to be successful, that math has to be like this. And the business math is very simple. It's what are we making? What are our expenses? What do we need to pull out this business or to keep our doors open? How is our cash flow looking? Because cash flow is king always. But sometimes you find that the cash flow is not there, perhaps, and it's a deeper problem of pricing. Maybe your pricing is not right. So you need to check on that, right? So funding or financial management is very, very key to a successful.
Do you leave it? Is it up to you when it comes to financial management? Because I know when folks are starting out, it's kind of very hard to get the right people, like, a legit accountant, somebody who can balance the books. So how do you go about hiring the best people, right? Amma, you're supposed to, learn all these skills, at first, right? So, how do you go about it? Because I know, it's a cost to even get the right people.
It is. First, let's even go back to at what point should you be hiring? That's very key, and rightfully so, as you said, when you're starting out, which is the hustle phase, you can pretty much do it on your own. What do you need to know? How much am I selling?
It's true.
How much am I generating? What does my cost look like? But quickly after that, you have to move into the transition phase. You cannot just say in hustle mode. So when you're moving to the enterprise enterprise phase, now that's when you ask yourself, at who do I need to bring? And what am I bringing them to do?
Exactly.
Right. So you really have to sit down and ask yourself, what do I do every day? What must be done for this business, and especially where do I need help? That's where you start.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
So what about businesses that are pegged on an individual, right? In the sense that, for example, a business that's dependent upon an individual, right? Like they've become successful, yes, but we know this is Lois's parlor, right? Is it sustainable to have clients knowing this is just about Lois, and then at some point maybe somebody buys your business, you decide to just focus on other things, you're probably going to get back into corporate. Is it to sustain a business like that one that's dependent upon a person?
And by that you mean the decisions are dependent on that person, is it?
Also that, yeah. I mean, well, not even just the decisions per se, but the brand. You know what I mean? Yeah, like okay, let me give you like a random political example. You know how people talk about Rao and ODM? Say ODM was a business, right?
Yeah.
So do you think they're going to be able to sustain success for a very long time? Now that he's obviously not here, RIP.
Yeah. So for a business, let me go back to business, which is what I know best.
Of course. Yeah.
For a bit, you have to find a sweet spot, because first let's start. The structures must be right.
Yeah.
Your processes must be right. You cannot be the one who does everything. Fine, cool. The business cannot scale with just you, right? And when you're talking about scaling, is to mean, is this business repeatable? Is this business scalable? And scalable here means that you don't have to be there for the business to make money. Yani, time is not equals money, because that is what hustle is. That if I don't show up, then this business will not make money.
Exactly.
Today.
Yeah.
Right. So
yeah.
On that structural level, money must be made by the business. Now, coming to you being a key personality for your brand, now times are changing, right? People, as you have seen, are connecting more. Look around, businesses that have their, the person or a face, that's not doing well, right? But you need to find a sweet spot between them, correlating your brand with you, such that if you walk away, you walk away with everything. Right? You have to figure out a way to balance these two things. Not to say that you stay back. It's good if you show who you are, you show what you're doing. People relate to you more. And will possibly buy. But are people buying just because it's you and cannot buy if it's not you?
What do you
in
think?
Front?
Yeah. So that
is the challenge.
Because I feel like in most cases,
you need to.
I've seen certain businesses where, for example, even like a bar and a restaurant, the owner of the bar, in the evening you see them seated over there, and they create like a relationship with the customers, and then when Mother is not there, suddenly people don't trust the system.
That's not a scalable business in that case.
Right.
In that case, if to buy I have to see you in front of me, that won't work.
Yeah. So it's not advisable to always peg it on your brand or
on your personality.
On your personality.
Not really. Yeah. There has to be different drivers, and perhaps maybe the different drivers, if I could go into it a bit, is how else is your brand showing up aside from from you. You can come in and speak about the brand and speak about what you guys do, but what is the brand doing on its own?
Right.
Yeah. Are you pushing for it on its own, both online and offline? Because now you start getting into, if you want people to purchase, then you're looking into the different sales strategy that you need, both offline and online, and where it's not just you. So right now, if your business is just making money because you are the one speaking about it, then you are not in a good place. So how do you push your brand to speak on its own, just like you grew your personal brand?
Correct.
Or just like you did that, how do you build a business brand? And based off of, you cannot lie to people for too long. You can lie to them for a while. Yeah, you can lie to them for a while. Yeah. But in time, the lie will catch up.
Right.
So it goes back to building. What is a brand? A brand is the brand needs to showcase some form of, like I said, fulfill my need, right? There is like a genuineness to that.
Correct.
I need this perfume, and it's a good quality perfume. That's not dependent on you.
It's true.
So your brand needs to push for that.
Yeah.
You're looking at you saying your brand sells quality things.
Yeah.
How do you showcase? How does the brand showcase quality?
Yeah.
How does it showcase presence to its own target market? How does it relate? And this is not you. You might be the one doing it, but it has to show up as the brand. And which goes back to, they have to connect to, why am I spending money on this product or service that you're selling me? Why should I spend money? Because at the end of the day, when I'm taking out a check to pay for something, I'm going to ask myself, by the way, what am I paying for?
Yeah.
Right? And the first days can be sweet, but eventually that person sits and like, I don't think this is working because I can't see what I'm paying for.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's true. I love how you've put it. So even before, by the way, because I know we went straight to, growth and scaling.
Yes.
But I guess even before you scale, you need to stabilize.
You need to stabilize, and you need to stabilize at the hustle phase.
When do you know that right now is not the time to scale? Let me focus on stabilizing first. I'm sure there's a thin line, between, stabilizing and scaling. So at what point do you know, let's not rush the process. Let's just focus on to stabilize Kwanzaa. And then, maybe the next 2-3 years we'll scale.
More often than not, your head or your mind would be going crazy at that point of stability. But the key thing is, you need to go back to, is this business model sustainable for the long term? And being stable, or rather being stable, means the business model, the value is very clear to who you are providing to. The clients are very clear.
Okay.
The revenue channels are very clear. Yeah. The key resources and key costs, our cost structure is very clear. And then going back to asking ourselves, what we have right now, can it take us the next 10 years or to the next level? Yeah. That's when now you start realizing, maybe not. Yeah. Maybe we will need to add 1, 2, 3 for us to be able. And that's where you see a shift in the business model. That's when you begin to see a company maybe buy out, another country, because they realize that when it comes to where we are going, this will not be sustainable. So you have to sit back and then ask, what direction are we moving to? Right.
Brilliant.
Yeah. And once you answer that question, then you're able to go back and say, have we done enough small scale Kwanzaa, for us to say now, this is the direction we are going to take.
Okay.
Yeah, is it very clear to us? Because sometimes, unfortunately, because of that survival strategy that we have, we just wake up and, sell whatever and make plans that week. Or be like, next week I'll put an ad on Instagram or something, right? So when you see yourself still doing that, then it means there is something wrong with your business model somewhere. So even if you'd go to scaling, then it would be still so wrong. Yeah. I've had clients who have wanted to move to other parts of the what is it called, East Africa. Yeah. But when they come and we sit together and look at how they are working on their operations, how their workflows are, you realize this business is not ready. The minute they move, the money will be burned and this other business will fail. The Kenyan business will fail because now the cash flow will be very, very strained.
You won't even keep up.
You won't even keep up.
Yeah.
So you come back and ask yourself, have we even exhausted the Kenyan market to just look at the people we are serving? How are we serving them? If we get 100 clients today, do our systems die? Yeah. So that gives you, and then now the focus, the clarity in the vision. Because once the entrepreneur loses the vision or the clarity of where they want to head with something, then regardless of who they bring, regardless of whatever systems they bring, still going to be a failure.
Exactly. We're going to take a short break, but while you're speaking, I'm just thinking of the startup ecosystem, for example. It's most people talk about the business environment in Kenya. Bills. The reason some businesses just cannot keep up is because of the bills. You know what I mean? Electricity, internet, and then now your, salaries and all these other things. I mean, must be very difficult. So we're coming back with this, of course, more of this conversation. I'm hanging out with the one and only Lois Macharia. She's a business strategist and certified business coach. It's all about from hustle to enterprise, helping African entrepreneurs scale and succeed. Right now, process of elimination.